Let's go, baby. If you want to see me freak out over the Dodgers World Series win, that's all in sports news, which starts at
5:42.
So go ahead, watch me embarrass myself more than I do now. Cue the poorly drawn intro, and let's do this thing. Hi, and welcome to episode 10 of Drew's News Live, the dopest YouTube show bringing you headlines relating to dining, robotics, entertainment, world, and sports news twice a week. Also, my green screen stories, they're where I draw my podcast ideas from, so if you want to see some of those topics, I'll link my Monday's episode of DMP in the description below. Alright, lots of headlines to get into, so let's sink our teeth into dining news. In dining news, last episode I started with the PSA from the Walmart and World Market spice producer and how some spices could have traces of salmonella in them. Well, backing out of the pantry and heading to the fridge, you might want to check those deli meats as the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has reported at least 10 people have been infected with listeria across Florida, Massachusetts, and New York since last Friday. If you don't know, listeria or listeriosis is a, quote, serious infection caused by the germ Listeria monocytogenes, and people usually become ill with listeriosis after eating contaminated food, all according to the CDC. According to CDC interviews with 9 ill patients, they all reported eating, quote, Italian-style meats, including salami, mortadella, and prosciutto in either prepackaged forms or freshly sliced over the counter. No specific supplier was identified, nor is it possible to rule out if other Italian-style meats were contaminated. And there's so many. Arby's looks at Italy and is like, oh, that's a lot of meat. Of the 10 people hospitalized, 1 death was reported in Florida. So please, the CDC says if you're pregnant, 65 and older, have a weak immune system, or just want to be safe, throw out the meat and clean the fridge thoroughly. And yesterday was the virtual Michelin event titled The Family Meal, celebrating the California restaurant industry since no Michelin stars were awarded this year due to, well, 2020 being 2020. COVID and fires and all that stuff. Proceeds from the event went to benefit the California Association of Food Banks, which works with 42 other food banks fighting food insecurity by delivering fresh food throughout the state to banks, even though there's these trying times. So good on you, Michelin Man. I kind of look like the Michelin Man right now because it's the only clean Dodge thing I have. In robotics and tech news, the Department of Justice, along with attorney generals from 11 states, are suing Google for violating antitrust laws in an attempt to restore the Sherman Act. Last Tuesday, the Department of Justice filed a complaint which said the company has a market value of $1 trillion and called them the monopoly gatekeeper for internet users and ads. They also said about 90% of search inquiries are from Google. So you may be asking yourself, so is Google in trouble because people Google too much? First off, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? And secondly, no. Google's in trouble because, as alleged in the complaint, Google has entered into exclusionary agreements with mobile and computer manufacturers worldwide, like Apple, to make Chrome or Google's webpage their default browser, pretty much giving no chance for a user to decide for themselves if they want something different. According to the Justice Department, Google has used their power within the search engine game by, quote, entering into exclusivity agreements that forbid pre-installation of any competing search service and generally using monopoly profits to buy preferential treatment for its search engine on devices, web browsers, and other search access points, creating a continuous and self-reinforcing cycle of monopolization. The department also cites their battles with AT&T and Microsoft and believes the cases have some similarities. In entertainment news, Amy Coney Barrett was sworn into the Supreme Court on Monday in a private ceremony, giving the Supreme Court a now 6-3 conservative ruling, so that's cool. Andrew, you sound upset. I don't know. The whole situation with Lindsey Graham in 2016 with Scalia and Obama, it was just like the president was set and just kind of ignored, you know? But Andrew, Trump had a presidential duty to fill the vacancy as soon as possible. Yeah, but if Trump got reelected, he still could have nominated Mrs. Barrett and we still could have had this whole thing, you know? But now people are going, Sleepy Joe wants to pack the court. I mean, yeah, how else are you going to have an even number of judges now? Even when RBG was alive, it was still 5-4 in favor of the Republicans. I mean, red. I just feel like the whole thing was just politicized and Trump used it to sway people. Yeah, I know. Hey, where are you coming from anyway? Oh, I'm in your attic. Please, people, just go vote. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for because I can make arguments for why you should and shouldn't vote for Trump, Biden, Hawkins, or Jorgensen, even Kanye West. But please, just do your research beyond TV ads and whatever some idiot tells you on YouTube. Like me. In world news, COVID-19. The disease Americans are like, it's not affecting me, it doesn't exist. Hey, bro, this is world news. No American shots at this one. All right, geez. Today, Wednesday, The Wall Street Journal reported Germany and France would be implementing new coronavirus restrictions to stop a resurgence from gaining more traction. In Germany, the country's federal and state governments agreed to a month-long suspension of restaurants, gyms, and theaters starting November 2nd, with public gatherings limited to just 10 people between 2 different households. In addition, hotels will be banned from hosting tourists until the end of the month. French President Emmanuel Macron reiterated a similar message by requiring citizens to shelter in place for at least a month, during which restaurants, bars, and other non-essential businesses will be required to shut down. According to the Wall Street Journal, the 7-day average of new daily patients admitted to intensive care units has increased by 38% over the past week in France, with more than half the beds occupied by just under 3,000 COVID-19 patients. According to the New York Times COVID-19 tracker for France, the country recorded 33,417 new cases yesterday, and according to the Robert Koch Institute in Germany, they found the country recorded about 14,964 new cases yesterday. Wrapping up with sports news. The Dodgers are World Series champs, baby! After 32 years! 32 years. And for those of you who say it's a fake ring, I don't care. Our playoff run was incredible. The fact that we came back from 3-1 down against the Braves and beat the Rays. Hey, let's go. Hey, we beat a pound-for-pound Tampa Bay Rays team who had the second best record in baseball, so this one just feels so good. And we didn't choke. Justin Turner may have put his teammates at risk, but he's a champion. My red-bearded champion. The only question now is, which jersey do we get? Peterson, Betts, Kershaw, Bellinger, Seager, Turner. I can go on, can't decide, but it's going to have that World Series winners patch for sure. Thank you, boys. You made LA so proud. Thank you, boys. Also, Odell Beckham Jr. is out for the season with the torn ACL, according to Yahoo Sports, and my Galaxy fell to LAFC over the weekend, which is okay because the Dodgers are World Series champions! As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Andrew Alonso. Be sure to LCS in the video, bro. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Drews News Live, on SoundCloud at AJAlonso6, and keep up with my journal portfolio. Everything will get a link in the description below. Alright, I got some mango habanero wings downstairs waiting for me, so I'll see y'all next time.